friends to the channel Techno Space, and my name is Arvind Kumar. So today we will start learning .NET Basic and Advanced Programming. So this is our first class or first video for this tutorial. So it will be based on the basic .NET programming and some advanced programming. So we will try to remove our doubts, and we will our approach basically will be based on the practical basically. So we will start learning like through codes and some concept that we will try to clear it out. So this is our first class. So let me tell you that first of all, what is .NET. So we will in the today class we will learn some basic concepts of the .NET. So the first point is what is .NET. So first of all, I would like to tell you that .NET is not the language, right? .NET is not basically a language. It is a framework. Okay. So basically, .NET is not a language. It is basically a framework, right? So if suppose that if the question is that whether .NET is a platform dependent or independent language. So let me tell you that the first point is that .NET .NET is independent platform independent platform independent. And why it is the platform independent? As we can compile it, as we can compile it and run it anywhere, right? So let me explain you that how we can say that .NET is the platform independent, right? So similarly, that if you have gone through some Java programming, so Java is platform independent because Java program is compiled once on any operating system. So and can be run anywhere, either it is Linux, Windows or Mac, it doesn't matter. But Java program is compiled once on any operating system and can be run on anywhere, Linux, Windows, Mac, without recompiling. That's why there is saying about Java compiled once, run anywhere. Similarly, .NET is also platform independent as .NET program is compiled once on Windows operating system, can be run anywhere without recompiling. All we need to have is CLR installed on that targeted operating system, either it is Linux or Mac, right? So I hope that you have got the point. C and C++ are not platform independent. They are platform dependent because in order to run C or C++ program on different operating system, we need to compile the program, right? But in .NET, that we compile it only once, and then without recompiling it, it can run anywhere. So that's why the first point is .NET is platform independent, right? So I hope that you have got the point. And it is not portable. So this, it is not portable. Second point is it is not portable. It is not portable. Third point, console is the predefined class that belongs to system namespace, right? So we will learn further that what is the console and what are the system namespaces. So there are some points that I would like to go let you go through first. Okay, so console is the predefined class And what is console, I also will let you know today. Class belongs to the system namespace. Namespace. So these are some points that I have written here, and so today our main focus is it will be to learn some static method and some variables. So how can we declare the variables, and what all the data types that we can work on the variables, right? So without wasting our time, so just let's go through our Visual Studio. So here you can see that we are on the Visual Studio. So the libraries that we were talking earlier, so these are the libraries that we can pull the libraries by using the using keyword. So in system, in this point, in this point, in this point, I told you console is the predefined class that belongs to the system namespace, right? So in the program you can see that we have a system namespace. In system namespace, the console. So how can we write our first program using console? So you can see the console is here, right? So this is a class. So which namespace? System namespace. So you represent the standard input out. So and for which purpose that we use it? For the input, output, and error strings for console application. So and this class cannot be inherited, right? So the definition is already is given here. So here that we can write our input or output message. So here that we can write our input message. And what is our message? Suppose that I want to write welcome to the Technospace, right? And what is this console dot write line means? It is used as we use printf in C, printf in C language, right? And here I would like to read key, like to put a read key. And what is the purpose of the read key? Is just to hold the console. It's just to hold the window. So it is used actually. It is used for the purpose. It is used as similar right. C language we use getch. So getch we use in C language. So what we were doing with the help of getch, we will be using with the help of the console.read. Now you can see that our program is ready to run. We have no issue form, but before running that I would like to recommend that we need to build the program first of all. So we can build our program, so we can build the solution. Okay, so when our build will be succeeding, it means that we will get no error while running our program. So it is always recommended before running any program you need to build the solution first of all, so that you can remove if any error that occurred. But I am sure that we do not have any error, because already that we have got the message that no issue found. So build has been succeeded. We have not any warning, any error in the program. So now we can run it. So to run the program, simple, you press F5. So your program will compile first and then will execute the output. So now in the console window, as you can see in my screen, you can see the output. So here you can see that the message is welcome to the Technospace, right? So similarly, and now that we will write the another program. right? So I hope that you have got so from this called the main method of this class. So what are class and what are objects, all those that we will be defining in the another tutorial. But today we will because this is the first day, so we will only learn the basic programming today. So now that I need to create the another class here, and my class name that I want to give, this is ABC class. Now I can, so in the class ABC that I am creating a static method. So public static, and I can give the name now public static and void, and now I can give the name method static. So this is a, so it is just a name, right? So if this is a method, this method is static or not, it is that we can identify by using of this static keyword. It is not like that that we have used static here in the name, so that's why that it is static. It is not like that, because we are using the keyword static, that's why this is a um, static method, right? And we will have the another public method, non-static public, and just we will give the name uh, void method non-static void, and this method is non-static, right? And now okay, so now that we have got the two method, one is the static and one is the non-static, okay, and how we will use these two methods, I will explain you. This is the static method, and this is the non-static method, okay. So now we have defined two methods, one is static and one is non-static. Now in this main method we will declare, we will create an object, right? So creating any object, so for any, like that we have a class ABC, and object object1, and by using new keyword we can create our object, right? So now what we can do, by the help of this object we can we can call the instance of this objects, so of instance of this class. So here you can see that static method is not reflecting here. So by creating the object of the class, you just can get the method of those are public and non-static. So static method, so how can you call the static method? Now the question, how can you call the static method? So I will explain to you that how can we call the static method. First of all, that we are calling the just non-static method here, right? So this, so now we can run our program. So what will be the output, because we are calling this method by creating our uh, object, okay, because this is a public and this is a non-static. So we will execute our program, So our program will be executed. Now we will see the what is the output in the in our console application. Okay, so now we have got that the method, it is called like non-static method. Okay, so we have got the non-static method on the application. Okay, and we did not put the console.read key also, so I need to put the console.read to hold the window console.read key. Console.read. Okay, now the question is that how can we call our static method. So always remember that static method always called with the class itself. So now you can see that we have a method static here in the class. So now we can call it. So static method always called by the class itself, not in the object. So we cannot we can create the object of this class, but all the static members of this class, static members, you cannot call by the using the objects. So this is the that was the main purpose that I wanted to explain to you, that what is static and what is non-static and how can we call it, right? So we learned that how can we create the object. We can create the object by using this new keyword. So for whatever the class that we are making the object, that we write the name of that class, we give the object name. It can be any, it is not like that this obj1 is the fixed, no, it can be any name. And by using the new keyword, that we can create the object of the class. Okay, and then you can, so by once when you create the object, so all the properties of this class you can use by using this object. But remember that the static method you cannot use by using by with the help of uh, object only. So static method is invoked on class name, and non-static or instant method is invoked by the uh, object. Okay, so I hope that you have understood that non-static or instance method is invoked by the object itself. Okay, so I hope that you have got this, you have understood this program. Now we can run it and we can see that what is the output. Okay, so our program is getting executed. So every time when the compiler runs, so it actually compiles the whole program, and it first of all it builds the program, right? And when it builds the program, then our output comes on the console. Okay, so sometimes it takes time, so just we need to wait. Yes, so now build is succeeding, and we have not found any error in our program. Now we will see that what is the output. Okay. Yes. So now here you can see that we have got the output static method and non-static method. So both, because this static method that we have called by with the help of class itself, and with the help of object that we have invoked this non-static method. So now that we have got the logic that where we use the static method and non-static method, and how can we call in our main method. So that's all for today. So hope that you have understood the logic, and in the further classes we will learn one by one the variables, data types, and all the oops concepts also. So till then, have a nice day. Bye bye.